This author probably needs no introduction. It seems no matter where you look, everyone's reading a book by Emily Henry. She's the queen of summer beach reads and romance rooted in realism, with each new release topping the charts. With more than 6 million copies sold of her best-selling novels and 3 being adapted for screen, Emily Henry is an absolute icon in the writing world. And today, I'm going to be trying her writing routine. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm B, and I'm so excited for today's video. I'm so excited to write like Miss Emily Henry for a day. I look up to Emily Henry so much, not just because I've read so many of her books and absolutely love them, but also because she's a romance author and I write romance as well, so she especially inspires me. And her books are back-to-back bestsellers for good reason. Like, she writes so well. Her character creations, her settings, her descriptions are just out of this world. And so I thought it would be fun and exciting to try her writing routine for a day and see if I can take some inspiration from it and channel a little Emily Henry magic for myself. But yes, I'm so excited. I'm also wearing this, like, oh, don't mind the pile of books. I did like a little book haul yesterday that I filmed. I need to get rid of. This is only half of the books that I bought. I need to get rid of those or like find a spot for them. But I'm wearing like a little beachy outfit because she writes a lot of summery beachy reads. I was gonna even put like sunglasses on my head, but I was like, that might be a little too much. I don't know. But maybe I will. We'll see. Anyway, I will reveal more about Emily Henry's writing process throughout the video, but I do want to start off by saying the word count goal for the day, and that is 2,000 words. Yeah. Emily Henry's most reiterated writing tip that I've seen her say in countless interviews is to just write the first draft, no matter how messy it is.
I always tell people who have trouble finishing projects to start by just writing a really bad first draft and finishing it no matter what, because there's so much freedom and power in just knowing you can finish a whole book.
Like, she'll say this over and over again, just write the first draft. That is the most important part. And it's common advice that we hear as writers. I'm sure it's not the first time you've heard that. And when I was going through these interviews to like do research on her writing process, it was so motivating for me to hear that, because if you read Emily Henry's finished products, it's so beautifully written, like so meticulously written. So to hear that she had messy first drafts is comforting in a way. I'm also currently in my drafting phase right now for the project that I'm going to be working on, and I think the first draft is the phase where writers question themselves as writers the most, and it can be really hard to overcome that feeling because it's not a great feeling. But I also do think that I'm at a point where I give in to self-doubt a lot less, especially because this is my third serious project that I've worked on, and the first one I completed, Project Soulmates, which some of you may know about, I like reread it recently and I was like, this is good writing. Mind you, it's had like 5 or 6 drafts of me working on it, so 5 or 6 drafts of revision. But it's just that reminder to myself that I took the not so great first draft of that novel and I made it something a lot better. So Emily Henry's advice is really important for writers. It's just to finish the first draft, no matter how messy it is, because you will revise it over and over again afterwards and make it so much better. So yeah, she said she'll write fast, she'll write messy, but she will just get that first draft done. And her word count goal, and it doesn't even sound like a goal, no, it sounds like a hard set, this is how many words I will hit per day, is 2,000 words. Yeah, so 2,000 words. She says 2,000 to 4,000 words a day, and with that word count she can crank out a first draft in a month and a half around, she said, which is wild. If any of you know what NaNoWriMo is, it's a writing challenge to write 50,000 words in a month, and that's 1,667 words a day, and that is a challenge. She writes at least 2,000 words a day, so that's crazy. And I have not written that many words a day in so long, because the first draft of the novel that I'm working on right now, like I said in past vlogs, is the most polished first draft I've worked on, but it's also taking me more time because of that. Like, going into it this time around, I was like, I kind of want it to be more polished so that the next draft I have less work to do. Whereas for my other work in progresses, I had a 0 draft for the first one, and my first draft for the other one was pretty quick, and I had more work to do in the second draft, but they're kind of turning out to take the same amount of time anyway. So yeah, I mean, everyone's process is different, and my process is changing with each novel. But today I'm going to channel my inner Emily Henry, and I'm just going to write. The goal is to just get those words out there, get the words out onto the paper. She says sometimes she's having a good writing day and the words are flowing and she can get 2,000 words within like an hour and a half, something like that. But other times she will be writing until like 9 p.m. So we'll see how long it takes me. Again, I haven't written this many words in a day in so long, so I'm scared, I'm terrified, but I am up for the challenge. So yes, I'll be working on draft 1 of my current romance novel that I'm working on, which is, well, the working title is Conditions Attached. I need to work on blurbing it. Like, I need to work on a quick 10-second blurb for this book. But my best attempt, Ethan and Ava get inherited a house by Maggie, who was Ethan's grandmother and Ava's boss. The only issue is they can't stand each other. So while they're completing a list of tasks that Maggie left behind that they have to do throughout the summer before they can seal the inheritance, they're also trying to push each other away. So it's an enemies to lover, forced proximity romance. And I've been having a lot of fun writing it. I really like it. I'm at 20,000 words in this draft. Again, it's been really slow moving, but we're just gonna get right into Emily Henry's routine for the day. She starts off her morning with coffee at her desk, and she'll start off actually with playing some word games on her computer like Wordle. And I love those so much. They're so fun. So let's go make a coffee, play our little word games, and get into it. I'm also really hungry right now. I could fully eat like food, but to stay true to Emily Henry's routine, she doesn't say much about like what she eats or when she eats, but she does say she starts off with coffee. So I'm gonna start off with coffee, and then I'm getting food in me. I need it. Guys, I've been trying to spice up my coffee because I've been making it so plain and it's just been kind of feeling bland and boring. So I was like, I try to spice it up, and I need to show you how I've been making it or what I've been adding to it recently because it just tastes so good and I look forward to it every morning. Thoughts of coffee are literally my subconscious alarm for waking up. I swear I'm like, coffee. I literally get so excited to have this. So obviously I brew my coffee pod, and then I added some of this in the cup beforehand. I got this on Amazon. It's just like a coffee syrup. I prefer the salted caramel one, not the thin caramel, but I got the wrong one. So I'm just gonna wait till I finish this before getting another one. But it comes in different flavors. I've tried a couple of them. My favorite is definitely just salted caramel. So I'll put like a shot of this, and then okay, I'll add some of this. I love this brand for coffee creamer. I've had a couple different other flavors. This time around I got caramel macchiato because I was with my friend when we were shopping and she found this flavor and we thought it sounded so good, and it tastes amazing. Can confirm, literally tastes so good. So I'll add a little bit of this. Actually, a little bit is questionable. I'll do like that much. I don't know if that's a lot or not, but I don't really care. I like my coffee with this in it. And then I add milk of choice. I'm usually an almond milk girly, but I also love oat milk, and this one froths a lot easier. So sometimes I'll froth this up and then pour it over top, but today I'm literally just gonna pour it directly in. So yeah, I'm gonna add some of this. Okay, and then this has been game changing, adding cinnamon to the top of my coffee. I have to give creds to a girl's video that I saw on TikTok. I know that cinnamon on top of coffee is common, especially when you're like, you go to like a coffee franchise and they have like cinnamon that you can add afterward, but I don't know why. Like, I have cinnamon and I haven't thought of adding it to the top of my coffee until I saw this girl's TikTok. So thank you so much to that girl. You don't see cinnamon right there. It tastes so good. Like, it just tastes so good. Okay, a little taste is confirmation. It's so good. And then after, maybe I'll do spelling bee. Guys, this game's so fun, and the best thing about it is that I will not be spoiling it for anyone who wants to play, because if you don't know what Wordle is, it's a new word every day. But this video is obviously being published in a future date, so this won't spoil for anyone. I literally love this game so much. A little tip is the word I always start with, actually my friend told me this tip, is a word that has as many vowels as possible. So I have a few different ones that I start with, but this is like my favorite one. So let's see. Okay, I'm gonna have some fun with this. That was so fun. Okay, now I'm gonna play some other word games. I'm listening to like my chill playlist on Spotify and just vibing out. It's like a great start to the morning instead of just like diving right into writing. I like that I kind of get to ease into it a little bit, but I'm not gonna spend too long on it because I do want to get into the writing, especially if I have to write 2,000 words today. Subscription. That's so rude. I was having so much fun with that game. The only annoying thing is that you can't do 3-letter words, and there's so many 3-letter words. Okay, that was so much fun. And I feel like this is a good way to wake my brain cells up, to be like, it's time to clock in for the day. And so now I'm gonna give myself, it's 11:20 right now, I'm gonna give myself until 12 before I literally need to eat breakfast. So I'm just gonna write for 40 minutes straight. I'm not gonna do any like sprints or breaks and see how many words I can get in. I'll show you where I'm at. Also, Emily Henry also uses Scrivener, so this is like perfect. She uses Scrivener when she's drafting, but then when she's editing and revising with her editor, she will switch over to Microsoft Word. Okay, so I'm on chapter 9 right now, and I'm almost at 21k words. I don't know how in my last writing session I didn't just write 8 more words to have 21k, but I didn't. So we're at 20.9 thousand words right now. This is the word count that I would need to have this novel done by the end of July, because I do want to work on it for Camp NaNoWriMo. And it's not a bad word count, 828 words a day. Definitely not the 2,000 that Emily does, but this would be if my draft ended up being 50,000 words. I don't know yet how many words this is going to end up being. My final first drafts are usually around the 40,000 to 50,000 word mark. This one feels like it's going to be shorter for some reason. So this is if it's a 50,000 word draft. I don't know what it will be yet. So it's a very, very loose goal, this word count. And Camp NaNoWriMo is going to be very chill for me, which is fantastic. But yes, I'm on chapter 9. I like to use the romance piece to kind of show you guys where I'm at in the story. I've already done the intro and the setup and my protagonist meeting, of course, the meet cute. It's not cute. The adhesion, plot thrust, etc. Now they're kind of in the inkling stage where they're like, it's the fun and games section of the story if you want to refer to the Save the Cat beat sheet. They're completing things on the list. Ava's dealing with her own little subplot on the side for character growth. And I'm kind of doing the 2 steps forward, 1 step back for Ava and Ethan's relationship right now. So it's, yeah, very much in the mid stages of the book. Emily Henry doesn't really outline, she says. She like has an idea of what her novel is going to be, obviously, because she has to tell her editor, like, should I even write this? But then she kind of just writes and sees where it goes. She said she's like a headlight writer, which I also am most of the time, which is, if you haven't heard of it, is the analogy where you're driving with your headlights on, and as you're driving you can see just a little bit further out ahead of you each time. I don't know if I explained that well at all, but yeah, I feel like I worked way more on the character development for this story, which is great. Honestly, it's been really helpful. And I outlined the beginning heavily and the ending heavily, and actually recently I sat down and outlined the midpoint, but everything leading up to that, like the fun and game section leading up to that midpoint, is where I'm headlight writing. I'm just writing, seeing where my characters lead me, and continuing from there. So far they haven't steered me wrong, but that is definitely why it's taking me longer. But it's fun. It's fun watching a story unfold. It's exciting. But yeah, this challenge of writing 2,000 words for the day would be a lot easier if I was at a part that I heavily outlined. I am not at a part that I heavily outlined. So wish me luck. I hope the writing flows today. Okay, it's 12:05 and I just finished chapter 9 and I've read 250 words. I know, it's not a good start. I have like 1,800 words to go for the day, but I have hit 21k, woo woo. And progress is progress. And I'm so happy that I finished that chapter and that I can move on to a new chapter. So it's going pretty good. Okay, I had my breakfast. I'm ready to get back into writing. I actually took a really long break. I was on a phone call with my boyfriend, and then I also just, I don't know, it was a long break, but it's okay. I'm ready to get back into it. Emily Henry says she likes to write at home. Like, she doesn't usually go outside of her house to write, but she will bounce around between like couches in her house. And she says she's very much a couch writer. I am not gonna just write on my couch, but I will write on my couch at some point, but I will bounce around between spots. So right now I'm gonna move from my desk to my bed. Yes, my room is a mess. I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, I'm gonna work right here. This is like one of my favorite writing spots. Because I've been writing this so sporadically, sometimes I like forget what happened in each chapter. So instead of like going to each chapter and skimming through it, I'm gonna go through and fill out each of these chapter cards, like a little synopsis, like a 1 to 2 sentence, just so I remember everything that happens. But I'm literally gonna take like 5 seconds doing this because I'm already wasting so much time. But I feel like this will be very helpful in the long run. In one of her interviews, Emily Henry got asked, are her characters similar to her? And she said that not always, but what she will do is she will take a fear or anxiety of hers and apply it to the character. And I would relate to that, especially with this novel that I'm working on right now. Across the 3 like serious novels that I've written, my main characters have all been so different actually, and they've had different fatal flaws. But my characters for this one is that she fears love because she knows the pain of loss, which I can very much relate to, and because of that, it's kind of healing in a way to write about it, but it can also be very emotional to have to like completely tap into that while I'm writing about it, because I'm being very vulnerable through my character who's being vulnerable to, or through her voice, like we're in her head as the reader, so I have to make sure that that vulnerability is there, and I want it to be authentic. So in order to do that, I'm trying to tap into my own experiences a little bit, just because I know everyone deals with that differently. So in order for it to feel authentic, I want it to be authentic to how I feel about it. So yeah, let me know, do you guys also reflect parts of yourselves in your characters? I'd love to know. Another tip that Emily Henry has and shares is that to be a good writer, you have to read. She says to read as much as possible, read things that you like, read things that you hate, and figure out what makes the difference. And I love to do this. I subconsciously do this every time I'm reading. It's analyzing what makes a book stand out to me, what I love in a book, and what annoys me in books, and take that into consideration for my own writing. I mean, one of the most common writing tips is to write what you want to read, and that is literally what I've been doing since I've been a kid, is just write the book that I want to read. So I fill it with the tropes that I like to read. I write happy endings because I love books with happy endings. I don't write love triangles because I don't like love triangles. And that's just kind of how I've always done it when I'm writing, because at the end of the day, you can't write the perfect book that everyone's gonna love. We all have preferences as readers. And so I feel like when you're writing, you have to, instead of trying to balance trying to make everyone happy, which is impossible, you have to write for yourself and write what you would want to read. And you can't go wrong doing it like that. So that's just how I do it. And that's what I love to do. I especially love to do writing sprints when I'm writing, as most of you would know, where I'm writing for like 20 minutes and then I'll read for 5 and then switch back and forth. And Emily says, at first, a lot of us are prone to imitating the writers we admire, but as you write more, you'll discover your own voice. Give yourself that time. And I think I'm at that point, or know I'm at that point where I do have my own voice, so I can easily do this, read this, but then distinguish my own writing from what I'm reading. But I do love to read a lot in my genre, so I love to read romance as well in writing, because it helps in multiple ways in giving me a good sense of what the pacing should be like for my story, the general storyline, etc. So I'm gonna take a little break to read and then get more into my writing. I'm currently at 841 words, so we're getting there. We're almost halfway. If I say like almost, I didn't even reach halfway, that's kind of scary because it's 4 o'clock, but 800 is not bad. I'm actually really happy with that. And I don't think I've mentioned it in this vlog, but I'm currently reading The American Roommate Experiment by Elena Armas. She wrote The Spanish Love Deception, and I'm loving this one so much. It's so lighthearted and fun and funny, and it just gives me this happy feeling when I'm reading it. And funnily enough, I'm at like the same point in this that I'm at in my novel, because I did the calculations and a page is around 250 to 300 words. So I just took the average of that, 275, and I'm on page 76, and I did the math, and that's around 20,900 words. So this is obviously a rough estimate, but in my novel I'm at 21,000 words. So I'm like almost at the same point, which is a little daunting if I look at it that way, because it's like I haven't even cracked the surface, but it's lining up so far. The characters have already met, just like mine. They've already had their plot adhesion. They're kind of in their inkling phase, beginning of deepening desire. So it's pretty lined up for the most part. And in this book, the main character is a romance author. Well, actually, she was working in another job. She was working in an engineering company, but then finally made the decision, the brave and bold decision, to quit her job to pursue writing full-time because she got a book deal, and now she's trying to write another book, and she's kind of feeling this writer's block, maybe stemming from the fear of chasing an empty dream. Like, she got one book deal, what if she can't get another? She already quit her job, blah, blah, blah. And I love reading books about other writers, so if that sounds interesting to you, I highly recommend this book. You guys, it is officially time where I've hit, I was gonna say the midday slump. It's literally 5 o'clock. Where did the time go? I think it was my really long breakfast break. Anyway, it's time for a little pick-me-up, and today I'm gonna be having a little Magic Mind drink, and I'm excited to talk about Magic Mind. I literally love working with them so much, and I have their productivity shots so often, especially at times like these where I have that midday slump and I don't want another cup of coffee because it'll make me even more jittery, upset my stomach. So having one of these is literally perfect. It boosts my energy and my focus, therefore increasing my productivity without any side effects that coffee gives me. So I'm really excited to take make one of these. I'm almost through my pack for the month, which is so sad. This came with 15, but it's okay because I have a subscription, so it's gonna come again. That's something I love about Magic Mind. It's the ease of their subscription service. There is free shipping with every purchase, and it comes straight to my door. So it's super, super simple. And there's also an easy cancellation process, no questions asked, done by a simple click or SMS. It comes in a pack of 15 or 30 if you want one a day, or 15 for every other day, depending on how much you need to get done. And the packaging is always so freaking cute. Like, look at that. I just popped this into my fridge because I love the taste of these Refresh, and this is what the bottle looks like. It's filled with so many good and beneficial ingredients, and I'm gonna make, in honor of Emily Henry, writing like Emily Henry, a refreshing, summery, beach-y drink. Am I going to a beach? No, I have like none near me, but we're gonna channel it with the drink that we make today. I usually make an iced Magic Mind matcha latte that I call a magic matcha latte, but today I want to spice it up a little bit. So we're gonna make a blueberry iced Magic Mind matcha latte, just because, like, why not? I do have strawberries too. Strawberries would also be good with this. Okay, I'll try that later, but we're gonna try blueberry. I feel like it'll taste good because it's good enough on its own, the Magic Mind latte, but why not add blueberries? Yes, so I'm gonna make that and then continue on with my writing session. If you guys want to try Magic Mind for yourself, I have a discount code for you guys that's 20% off, and it works for existing subscribers as well, or anyone who did the free trials, so definitely go ahead and use it. And if you get a subscription, it stacks with the subscription discount from the website, so you're getting each bottle for less than $3. You can use the link on the screen or in my description box below and use my code SV20 for 20% off. Okay guys, we're locked in. I have my beachy drink, which tastes amazing, by the way. I didn't have a recipe, kind of just went from my head of what I thought would taste good, and it does taste really good. However, I would make some notes. So I did blueberries, almond milk, and honey. I put too many blueberries. It turned out to be more of a smoothie consistency, so I had to add a lot of milk to counteract that, which means I now have leftovers in my fridge, which is fine because I can continue to use that. But I would add way less blueberries so that it would be like still a milk consistency, but it tastes so good with the Magic Mind. Like, the matcha goes so well with blueberry, and it's semi-sweet because of the honey, so it's really good. So I'm feeling refreshed. I'm ready to continue the mad dash to get 2,000 words. Like I said, it's like 5:30. I don't know how Emily Henry does this word count every single day, but what's helping is the headlight writing is really headlight writing right now. Like, I'm writing and then I'm like, ooh, this would be a great idea for what happens next. Ooh, and then this could happen after that. Ooh, and then this could, and it's just such a nice feeling. So I'm not stuck, which is great. I know what I'm writing. If not further ahead, I know what I'm writing in the immediate future. And I love that I have, like, I can see a point in the horizon of where it will be smooth sailing from that point onwards, because that point is the midpoint. The midpoint, like I told you guys, I already outlined. So I just have to write my way up into that midpoint, write the midpoint, and then I know what's gonna happen for the rest of it. So it should be smooth sailing from there, which is fantastic. But I think that point to get there will be at least 10,000 more words. But I'm just really excited about this story, and doing all this research about Emily Henry is just, and like hearing her tips, and if you go on her Instagram and like go through her highlights, she has so many tips on there. She even has like a whole highlight for NaNoWriMo when she was doing NaNoWriMo and asked people to ask her questions and she would answer all of them. So she just has so much advice, and I think it's amazing that she shares that with others, and it's just so motivating and inspiring, and I'm so happy, like I said, about this story. My plan, like I said, is to join Camp NaNoWriMo in July, where I can finish this novel, and it'll be great because I know Camp NaNoWriMo is not 50,000 words like NaNoWriMo is. It's a bit less of an overwhelming goal. It's a lighter goal, and it's usually defined by your own terms. You can do 25,000 words a month. You can do, I'm gonna revise a chapter a month, whatever you want to do. My goal will be to finish my book, so I'm gonna write as much as I can before then so that I'll be at a good starting point for the month. So that's exciting. Let me know if you guys are going to be doing Camp NaNoWriMo and what your goal is, if you already know what your goal is going to be. But yes, I'm just very excited. The story is really coming together, and I know it's going to need work for drop 2, obviously, but I'm happy with its foundation. Like, I think it's off to a really solid start. So let's keep writing. Wait, guys. This was totally like a coincidence, but this is where I'm at in my story. And I just opened this page and she's checking her word count for the day and she said 100 out of my daily goal of 2,000 words. Like, what? That, oh my gosh, that's crazy. So her goal is also 2,000 words. All of this, like, if you want to pause and read, it's just so relatable, and that's why I'm loving this book so much. Okay, update is that I'm officially broken past 22,000 words, woo woo, and I'm at 1,300 words, so 700 to go, and it's 6:45 p.m. The time is going by so fast. I think I'm gonna move over to my couch because she is a couch writer, and I haven't written on mine a single time yet. Okay, here I am on my couch. I'm gonna sit and crank out the last few words. It's 7:47 and we've hit 2,000 words and 23k in the draft. Woo woo! And on top of that, I'm really happy with the scene that I'm writing, and I'm stopping at a good part, so next time I write, I'll get right into it. Yes, I know Emily Henry writes 2,000 to 4,000 a day, but I'm assuming the days that she writes more than 2,000 is when she hits the 2,000 word count pretty early on and has enough time and steam left to keep going. I, however, am ready to call it here. Again, this is the most I've written in a day for a while, so I'm happy to set this down today. But I'm so excited that I got it, and I'm so excited at the point of the novel that I'm in right now, and it feels great. It feels so good. And she says that after 2,000 words, like, if she has a game that she wants to play, she'll let herself only play it after 2,000 words. And I do have a game that I want to play, and that is chess. I'm trying to get back into chess. I'm playing with my boyfriend, and he's beating me so many times. So I'm gonna take chess lessons, and I've been wanting to do that, but I wanted to wait until after I'm done, and now I'm done.